All right, what's up, everybody? This is Spooky, and I'm back with Tasty Steve for another one. Honestly, I've been real happy that we've been getting together to do all these videos together and do some small stuff. You know what I mean? They're not blowing up the charts as far as YouTube views or whatnot, but you guys are at least taking a look and leaving us comments and everything else. So we do really appreciate it. What we wanted to talk to you guys about was the upcoming tournament, Frosty Faustings, the 2025 edition, which is run by Elvenshadow. And I forget his game tag. I know him as Hyonis. That's like his real name. But he has a game tag too. He competes a long time, all the time.
Yeah, a lot of people, I feel like, are really starting to take up Frosty Faustings as one of their events. I mean, it's kind of an off-season event, but it's got all the major games that you guys want to play. On top of the fact, man, like you said, Elvenshadow, me and Elvenshadow go back a long way to the Guilty Gear days of old. So that should tell you a little bit about how well I know Elvenshadow, as well as Giannis holding down the event. But this is a really big event for the Midwest, man.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't understand that, like, a lot of events that like started to come up, they start from these smaller events. Frosty Faustings, you know, along with like something like Combo Breaker and the CEOs, but this is a more, you know, modern, more recent event series that's really blowing up the charts, even to the point where it's featured on some of the major tours for some of the big games out there.
True. So let's talk about some of the games that you're going to see in it. These are some of the ones that have the biggest amount of entrants. You touch on this a little bit, but Guilty Gear Strive is the biggest game right now as a part of the Arc World Tour too. So it's a very major event for Guilty Gear, and it's one that absolutely you should not miss. In fact, you should probably watch every Guilty Gear game if you can at this event, because this is known as a very Guilty Gear and anime-centric tournament. It does cover a lot of Street Fighter and Tekken. In fact, SF6, Tekken 8, Granblue Rising, Under Night 2, and the Mystery Game Tournament. These are actually the biggest games here. So first, I want to touch on what we were just talking about, which is the background of this event being known as an anime game tournament. And they were almost like, I don't want to say that they were like trying to be the rebels or anything, but you know, there was a time where everybody's tournament had to have Street Fighter, and that was how it was. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, whatever the big games was at the time. And these guys, they had those games at their event, but they really made a big effort to support the anime community. That was the thing they liked the most. And even if you look at the people that are streaming it, Kalisto's one that used to stream it a lot. He's a big anime guy. Funky P, he's one of the streams. He's a big head, and he's also a big, you know, big 10-0 homie. So thank you, Funky P, for holding it down. Tampa Never Sleeps. They're the big boys, so they're the big stream at this one. Juicy Game Night. Low Kick Esports is going to be there. Yipes is going to be back. He's going to have a stream there. Unrivaled Tournaments is back in the mix. And a Vampire Arcadia. So they're going to be doing their thing. So, Steve, you've been a big part of the show for a while. In fact, you and Yipes, I'm told, are very popular at this event for Marvel 3 commentary.
Yes. It's been a, like I said, me and Yipes, we don't get to do as much Marvel as we used to. Obviously, Marvel 2's back on the scene, but Ultimate UMVC 3, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is one of the games we get to do a lot. And this is one of the last times we actually get to do Marvel 3 at an event together all. Nice. So it does let you know just how big of an event it has become. And on top of that, not many tournaments really run UMBC 3 now, so it's actually one of these events that a lot of people will turn up for. A lot of people don't understand one of the Marvel hotbeds, at least for me being in the Midwest, was that, you know, Chicago area where people would go, whether it be, you know, Nickel City, MWC. That's back
true.
in the day.
Big. When Marvel 3 first got started, I remember the communities that were big, and it was Northeast, of course, we were doing it big. LA and NorCal, they were doing it big, and Midwest, that was another squad.
A lot of people don't know.
I remember so many Hulk Haggars from the Midwest that were coming out of there and all types of stuff. So I definitely remember.
Small story. This is how I met Jaha. I met Jaha, and me and my boys, they came from St. Louis. Shout outs to Diedrich, you know what it is, the grunt. He played like Hulk and like Colossus, and I think it was Jaha was like, yo, look at this dude playing with these Neanderthals. So shout outs to Jaha, but like I said, this is back in the day.
That's how it is.
That's exactly how it is. So I'm glad you even said that, man, because I always forget like how big of a draw UMBC 3 is, especially at a event like this.
I'm serious. The 2 years that you guys did commentary there, UMBC was a very big draw.
It was crazy too.
And it was also because it was a good tournament, right? But you know, it was like the perfect storm where everybody came together. And something like that might happen again because Tampa Never Sleeps is there. I know you're going to be there, and Yipes is going to be there again. So there's a potential for another big Marvel 3 event.
So, and I know you already talked about this, and it's kind of like the whole name of the event, Frosty Faustings, Elvenshadow, probably the best Faust player in the United States, especially for like AC and stuff like that, still plays in these tournaments.
Yes.
The Guilty Gear tournaments are amazing here. I remember last year I went back, and I hadn't actually touched Guilty Gear Rev 2 in like maybe even 2 or 3 years. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that they have been like revolutionizing. They have actually been so many people playing Rev 2 to the point that I saw stuff, like I saw that game played at the highest level. So if you want to see like Guilty Gear, not even like the newest Guilty Gear only of Strive, but the Guilty Gears of old with Rev 2 and the ACs.
They're going to play extra nice.
It is absolutely
because they don't
ridiculous.
get a tournament like this all the time. So, you know, all the good players, especially the guys like you're talking about the AC plus R and the Rev 2 guys, all those type of guys, you know, they don't get too many chances to show what they can do. It's this, and then maybe you get a Vortex Gallery at EVO if you get that one, and a couple other small events, CEO Taco, and that's really it. So, you know, they're going to come in and they're going to bring the AAA game to entertain you. So if you want to check it out, make sure you look forward to it. So a little bit of the schedule just to get you guys in there, and I'll be showing it to you guys on the screen so you see here too. Friday, the biggest games are Marvel 3, Top 8. We were just talking about that. Tune in on Friday. You also got NBA CC, so Multi-Blood Current Code. Shout out to them. That Top 8 will be on Friday. KOF 15, that Top 8 will be on Friday.
Okay.
And BBCF, shouts to Blaze Blue, still being supported. BBCF, if you want to see that one, that Top 8's also on Friday.
I know Gio and I like that.
Yeah. Now Saturday, you got Street Fighter 6, one of the big boys, of course, the heavy hitters. Granblue versus Rising, another heavy hitter right now. It's a game that's been constantly getting updated. They added rollback, which is a thing that people really wanted, and it's a big community supporter. In fact, their community Discord is well known as a very friendly place for learning a fighting game amongst any Discord. Not just amongst their games. So make sure to check them out. Shouts to Granblue. We got Guilty Gear Strive, of course, one of the big boys, and that's always popping at this tournament. Even I, who am not a big Strive guy, I always got to watch this Top 8 and see the latest tech and see who's going to take it. So a big one for me. We got Under Night 2. It's going to be a good one. We got Virtual Fighter Revel. That should be hyped to check out. And if you're trying to learn, guess what? It's happening right around when the new version comes out. So you can play a little bit on that PlayStation version, play a little bit of that new Steam version, and come study some of this. You know what I mean? And there you go. You're going to be off to a really strong start at the beginning of VF5 with this. So get that a shot. And then last but not least, I didn't mention this game, Third Strike.
3S. So once again, a lot of people don't know this, man. Like, I'm an old school 3S guy, and there are some crazy Third Strike players in the Midwest, man. Shout outs to Humbag. Shout outs to my boy Joe, also holding it down. There's a lot of people that actually make, what is it, Jazzy Circuit? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Jazzy Circuit. That's a big part of it.
A lot of the guys who
that's actually a guy from the West Coast who used to do that. Why can't I think of his name? He used to play Necro. I'm trying to think of
I can't think of his name either.
And Mutant XP, is that what I'm thinking of?
Maybe?
I think it's
anyway,
Mutant XP is originally the one that when he moved to the, I believe it's Mutant, when he moved to the East, he was like, well, fuck it, I want to do a Third Strike tournament out here, which was kind of interesting because you know, usually Cali guys, they don't come to the East and like, y'all want
that's facts, that's facts.
So he got for a while with Art, you know, and we know now he's doing it all himself, so good for him that he's doing it himself. But you know what I mean? They got together and he was doing on a beautiful thing, and the Jazzy Circuit be going all over the USA. Sometimes I think they go to Japan now.
No, they do. They actually been doing a lot, man.
So it's great.
Shout outs to Jose and my homie Humbag, who actually been really working out, and everybody else involved with that. But also, I just want to touch on something else you brought up. The fact that Virtua Fighter 5 Revo is going to be there. A lot of people don't understand. This is going to be big news heading into the fact that it's going to be at EVO Japan this year. It's going to be part of the big update, and a lot of people are really hyped leading up to Virtua Fighter 6. But I'm trying to tell you guys right now, I know personally there's going to be a lot of VF heads that pulls up to Frosty Faustings this year because of that update being there, as well as they don't really get that many tournaments in Virtua Fighter. I'm a throwback Virtua Fighter player myself, so I can't wait to see.
Last year's tournament for VF5 for this was hype, I believe. I watched it and it was really fun. So I expect it to be fun again this year, just like you're saying. It should be some dope stuff. Anyway, guys, make sure to check it out, Frosty Faustings. There's going to be some stuff there that I can't talk to you about yet, but that is going to be really exciting that I want you guys to see there too. So no, he don't know what I'm talking about yet either, but there's going to be some other stuff there that's going to be really interesting, and even some people are going to be there that I don't want to steal their thunder and talk about who's there that shouldn't be there or that is normally not there, but there's going to be some people there that are normally not there for Frosty that are going to surprise you, so that should be really exciting.
Look, I heard the exact same thing. I think Harada talked about on his Twitter how he might be there actually. So that's another thing. I think he talked about on his Twitter how he was going to pull up to Frosty Faustings, which lets you know just how big of an event Frosty Faustings is becoming. So shout outs to everybody involved, and shout outs to everybody watching at home, man. I hope you guys like the content that we're putting out. I personally like coming and doing these little check-ins with you guys, me and the boy Team Spooky. So do me a favor before you guys leave, like, subscribe, and if you guys have anything you would like for me and Spooky to cover, leave it down in the comments with your questions. As well.
He's going to be there too, by the way.
Oh, so yeah, I'll be there too.
I'll be watching it via Spooky Vision. We mentioned at the start, but just to remind y'all, Steve is going to be there.
I am.
So, you know, support
Come
Steve.
say
He's going to be
what's
hyping
up,
cutting it
man.
up.
Just look.
And if you're gonna be
come
there, like
say
you said-
hello. Check out. You know what you should actually put in here and put the commentary list in here as well because they did release the commentary.
Okay,
list.
is there something? Okay,
They released an
alright.
official graphic. So look, I will be in attendance myself. Come and say hello. I'm always down to talk to the peoples. Just be cordial, but most importantly, have respect, have a good time, and enjoy Frosty Faustings. With that being said, it's your boy Tasty Steve, Team Spooky, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.